Did you know that the literal translation of the Quran is impossible in any other language of the world? Surprised by this statement? Well, that is precisely the unique miracle of the Quran, which has captivated the world for the past 1,500 years. It's not without reason that the Quran challenges people to produce even a single chapter like it. There must be something truly extraordinary about this book that makes it beyond human ability. You might be wondering, what about the countless translations of the Quran available around the world? Well, dear reader, all these translations are indeed translations, but none of them can fully capture the true essence, purpose, and demands of the Quran. This is the point that will be proven in this video. Watch this documentary attentively, and everything will make perfect sense. But if you get distracted, you might miss the entire point. The key point to understand. Arabic is the most expansive language in the world, so vast that no other language, no matter how strong or popular, comes close to it. No language can compete with Arabic in terms of its depth and richness. This is precisely why a single word in Arabic often carries so many meanings and nuances that no other language can fully capture its essence. In fact, transferring the exact intent and meaning of an Arabic word into another language is nearly impossible, even if 2 or 3 words are used. This concept is often referred to as the circle of influence of a word. The circle of influence of Arabic words is far broader compared to words in other languages. And since the Quran is in Arabic, and it's the divine book of Allah, the words and sentences used in the Quran are carefully chosen by Allah Himself. These words are not only special, but hold greater power and a much broader circle of influence than other Arabic words. So, when any verse of the Quran is translated word for word into another language, while a word from that language may be found as a counterpart, it is unable to convey the full meaning, intent, and impact of the original Arabic word. To do so, 2, 3, or even more words are often required in the new language to somewhat capture the meaning, intent, and the miraculous power that the Arabic word carries. Let's understand this with an example. In Surah Al-Baqarah, there is a verse that is often translated as, "O Prophet, whether you warn them or do not warn them, they will never believe." Now take the word kafir. Its literal translation is often considered as one who denies. But if we accept this translation, consider that, at the time of the Quran's revelation, the majority of people were in denial. Yet among those deniers, many eventually became great Muslim companions of the Prophet. However, if we take the word kafir to mean simply denier, then it would imply that anyone who denies would never believe, which is clearly not the case. Many who initially denied later accepted Islam. This shows that translating kafir as simply denier does not capture its full meaning. And as we know, all translations of the Quran transfer its words into other languages word for word, resulting in a translation that may look like the Quran, but the true essence of the Quran remains absent. For instance, in the verse above, to fully translate the word kafir into English, one might need 4 or 5 words, and the translation would become something like this. O Prophet, those who know this Quran to be the truth in their hearts, but, due to their arrogance and personal interests, deliberately deny it and have become entrenched in enmity against you to the point of wanting to kill or die, they will never believe, whether you warn them or not. This is why, while translations of the Quran exist in many languages, none of them can truly serve the Quran's purpose, essence, or demand. As a result, people all over the world, regardless of their religion, language, or region, fail to fully grasp the Quran's original message. And because they do not understand it properly, they cannot act upon it in the way the Quran intends. This is also why the guarantees, glad tidings, and promises mentioned in the Quran are nowhere to be seen in the world today. The world has not adopted an effective and appropriate method to truly transfer the Quran's message into other languages. Nor have people understood this book in its true sense, and thus have not been able to act upon it or benefit from the fruits, glad tidings, and guarantees it offers. As for Muslims, they often read the Quran with devotion, sometimes even with the superficial translation they have at hand. Non-Muslims, on the other hand, rely on these ineffective translations to understand the Quran, and as a result, they fail to perceive its true essence. Learning Arabic and understanding the Quran according to its linguistic and idiomatic nuances is certainly a task that, while simple, is not commonly pursued by people. And if anyone does muster the courage to do so, an extraordinary thing happens. The Quran opens all its doors of meaning to them. Such individuals, overwhelmed with excitement, often cry out to the world, explaining the true reality of the Quran. But alas, their numbers are too few to bring about a global transformation. In conclusion, it is not possible to fully translate the Quran into any other language. What can be produced is merely a superficial, word-for-word translation that lacks the Quran's true essence. We hope this discussion has clarified the main point for you. May Allah grant us all the ability to read, understand, fulfill the demands of the Quran, and live our lives according to its teachings.